And welcome, thanks for clicking on the video. So it's 2022, it's just about March now, and obviously the hiking backpacking season is about to start for me. I like to stay in the woods in the winter and try and get up on some hills and stuff in the summertime. Yeah, I've kind of settled on a new sort of lightweight cooking system. I just thought I'd share it with you. Now last year I was a big fan of this, which is the Pocket Rocket 2, and while this is a very good stove, it has a few problems in that it sits up on top of a gas bottle and then your pot sits up on top of that, so it becomes a very tall thing, and out on the hills that's not always been the best thing ever, because obviously the wind is an issue and the uneven ground is an issue. So there are a few times where I was cooking on these trips where my pot was, precariously balanced. So I've had a rethink this year, and yeah, let's have a look what we got. So we start with the stove. Now this is the Fire Maple Blade 2. Now this is an ultralight titanium and aluminium alloy stove. Now the legs fold out, the arms fold out, and what I like about it and why I chose this one is because it's nice and low to the ground. You've got the separate gas regulator, so your gas can be separate. This has got a gas preheater, so you don't suffer with the kind of cold like you do with some gas stoves. Now this might not be the quickest gas stove, but it's nice and quiet, it's nice and light, it packs down quite small, and the best thing about it for me is it's stable and you're able to get a windshield around it and your pot, and therefore, be a little bit more efficient and a little bit safer up on the hills where it's windy conditions. Now this, when you fold it down, packs away nicely like that, and weighs about 140 grams. So that is my stove, and the pot I'm going to use this year is the Tokes pot. This is a titanium pot, it's 500 millilitres. It's all I'm going to need for cooking on the hills, because all I'm going to be doing is heating up rations or heating up water for dehydrated food. So I'll take one pot, and water goes in the ration, or the ration fits in the stove. Therefore I shouldn't ever need to wash this, so I can just repeatedly use the one pot. And this weighs a total of 70 grams. Now that is super light, and that is all I'm going to need for cooking on the hills. And I said with the Pocket Rocket, the problem with it is getting a windshield around it. And I bought this windshield. This is just titanium and it's as thin as paper. When your pot's cooking, that just sits around it, and that gives you the windshield you need. And look at that, that's 15 grams. I mean, that's nothing at all. So that is the basic cook system I'm going to use. There'll be a few extra things, a folding titanium spork weighing under 20 grams, a means of lighting the stove, just a little clicker. Sometimes I'll take a lighter, but I'll use this mostly. And then I would have a separate cup, just a lightweight folding cup, pops out, and that I can drink my hot drinks out again, so I don't have to ever wash this while I'm camping. Then I've purchased this recently, which is a 100-gram gas bottle. Now this is the smallest one I could find, and this fits perfectly in there to keep it nice and safe in your pack. Lid goes on, job done. And that is about the extent of my cook kit for this year. So how much does all this weigh in total? So we'll just mound it all on. That is 300 grams for a cook set, plus a cup, plus a spoon, with a gas bottle making another 100 grams, so 400 grams in total. And that'll do me for at least 2 nights camping. So that's a 3-day trip right there. If I was doing an overnight trip, maybe I might swap out and use a Trangia, but for ease, packability, weight, that's the perfect kit for me for this year. Move that to one side. Right, so we set this up. Right, stove goes out, gas bottle's on, cup fits nicely on. windshield around, all perfectly protected. I think that's a good thing. So packing it away, as I say, gas bottle fits in the cup, drinking cup fits inside there, lid goes on. That's one. Windshield rolls up, fits in a little storage bag, job done. Stove folds up nicely. Pop that in its little storage bag, chuck the lighter in there with it, and even chuck the spoon in there too. So that's my cup, windshield, stove, lighter, and that includes something to eat with and a coffee cup to drink out of. The Cokes cup has a little lightweight pack as well for it, so we can keep it all nice and protected. You know, I think that's a pretty good cook set for this year. The other thing I like, which I've used for a good year now, is this, which is the Platypus 2-litre water bladder. Now, I do carry a water filter if I'm going somewhere where there's an abundance of water, but I do like to have a bit of drinking water. So this holds 2 litres, and obviously, you know, that's 2 kilos of water. But when you're done with it, you know, roll it up, stuff it in your pack, and that's all it is. And again, this weighs virtually nothing. That weighs 37 grams. 2 grams of that is probably dirt that's all over it. So 35-40 grams for an empty water container, you know, that's great. And these are really durable, this Platypus. I say I've had this one for a year. I got a new one recently. I still haven't got it out of the pack because there's nothing wrong with this one. Quite often, if I'm going somewhere where there's not much water, I'll carry a Nalgene, which, as we all know, are heavy, but it's solid, so that's a litre protected water. And then I'll carry this on the outside of my pack in the side pocket, and I'll use this first. And then, you know, if something happened to that, I've still got a litre to get me to a water source. So that is my lightweight cook system for 2022, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with it. So thank you very much for watching, and might see you out on the hills. Cheers, bye bye.